killed myself.
You know it.
Your people were fake workers turning into robotics and release them on.
You know it.
Okay, yes, I needed you to understand, to get your attention, but I never intended for him.
You were okay to kill people, but not
I took
us.
a gamble, and yes, it didn't go the way I thought. It's because of them. Alexandria. It all started with that. Unless they're handled with someone who's had a handle it, they won't stop. They will never stop until they take it. Everything.
So then what do we do with you?
The picture is really great right now.
Do we do it your way? Take a risk.
Oh. Really? What do you think of it?
You get to live a few times.
You're sure? No, don't thank her. She didn't say how.
Promise I'll be better.
What is gonna happen to you?
Games, no more secrets. I don't understand.
You're gonna use yourself?
As you say, we're at the family's disposal. This is all it's done.
Oh! One of your guys.
Body's still alive. Keep my sunlights.
Insane. It's insane. And really, you're putting her as a big villain. You know, someone mad, crazy inside, you know, psychotic and all. It was not the case.
Can we talk?
Yeah.
Sure.
The pink jacket.
This place ain't perfect. Neither am I. But you've been out there, you've seen what's waiting. It could be a lot worse.
So,
She deserves better than not so bad.
to understand, Mom remarried at 9½. Dad number 2 brings an evil stepbrother. A lot of yelling, a lot of shoving. And my mom's just like, that's it happened. So they take turns feeding me. Juanita, there's a roof over your head. Juanita, the bills are paid. Juanita, it could be worse.
It could be
You know
worse.
what? Fuck that thing. It could be better too. It should.
Yes, you deserve
This
that.
place
Everyone deserves
is
that.
starting to look a lot like my stepdad. And if I just sit by and watch, I'm making my mom. I gotta go.
You're so brave and, you know, to analyze yourself like she just did.
When I see a man, I see a monster.
Not you, Marcel.
But I know that's not you. I just want you to know.
She believes in you. She trusts you. This one. Was not this one? Jerry. I swear to God, to everything that I love, to this show and these writers, nothing can happen to Jerry. Really? Why? I don't even understand why right there. swear? Jerry safe. You also come up.
You can make a jump for it. Maybe.
I'm thrown.
No!
We can't risk it. Fine. If you can make the jump, flank walkers on this side. I'll go back down.
Ready to separate the troops? Jerry? Jerry? I know it's not fair for me to be more worried for Jerry than for Aaron, but Aaron can move and all. You're not a whisperer? You're a real dead? Die already? I'm sorry.
How the hell did a walker do that?
A mutation? Something? I don't understand.
There's roamers and lurkers.
Why not? I'm not against it. I said it in intro.
They remember.
This show needs to end by reminding to the characters and to the viewers that the real enemy is not humans, it's deads. With them evolving like that, being more dangerous,
I hope not.
it can be.
Hey.
Think you could be king again? Oh, it was more like this place was built for King Jerry.
Don't play with...
You? I like the sound of that.
Oh, don't play with my heart like that.
She's not coming.
You're not gonna
She
say
did, but it was too late. She's already in police custody. I'm sorry, Eugene.
It's time how big you would do.
adieu.
We'll check on the others. A path leads elsewhere.
There's no other path, Eugene.
There is.
But there's nothing you can do for Max now.
Maybe not. But what kind of man would I be if I didn't try?
What? That's a lie. If you stay here, they will kill you.
I also know if I leave now, there won't be any kind of life worth living.
You changed. You're brave.
Maxine,
And you're in love.
better. Better than I ever thought it could be. As such, I just don't see a path without her. I go where she is, or I just end up who I was.
Jane.
When I was at my lowest, feeling like posterior or some kind. You told me that my person was out there. You were right. Well, now I need you to trust me. It's gonna be okay. You have to let me go. I'd like for you to give something to Coco for me.
Oh, Eugene.
I do believe that one day she'll have decide to pull this off. Maybe like after age 15.
So mature relationship, it can't be the end. Of it, of you, of... No. Forgive yourself. Mercer?
My name is Eugene Porter, and I'm here to confess. I surreptitiously made a recording of Sebastian Milton and played it at the Founders Day celebration. Confessed to causing the unintentional death of Mr. Milton in the melee that fall. Anything else? I acted alone. Maxine Mercer may have been present, but had nothing to do with any of it.
Mercer. You have to help, Mercer. I swear. Oh, I'm not sure of that one, you know, like passing like that. You know, that idea, that movement of camera. It was a little too much, you know, like a little heavy. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are You know, they are not the police because they don't have the costume. But you're acting right there for the Commonwealth, for Pamela. You know, I think that they knew that our guys, they would try to leave and they want to stop them. Hornsby, what he said to Pamela about the fact that you can never trust them, that you need someone to control them. I think that right there, you know, it was that these people that are from the Commonwealth, that are acting for Pamela as a milice, you know, a secret milice, like Hornsby, he had his secret guys working for him. That was a good episode. They got me, I cried during it for Eugene, because this episode for him it was to show his evolution. You know, we began the episode with Judy saying these words, but the flashbacks that we had at the beginning of this episode, it was about Eugene and his evolution. The fact that he began with this big lie about the fact that he knew how to save the world, and in fact no, it was not the case, but he met people and he changed and he helped and all of that, you know, about Eugene, and he found someone to love. So to have that discussion with Dario at first and then to have that conversation with Rosita, it was really to show that Eugene changed, not only because now he's in love with Max and that's why he doesn't want to leave, because he doesn't want to leave her, and he's not brave, you know, just because he wants to take the blame for her, to save her. It's not only about her, it's also about Eugene. The fact that right there they tried to do the right thing and he doesn't want to leave, he doesn't want to give up, he wants to take the responsibility of it also. For Eugene, it's not only for Max, because of Max, that he gave himself right there to Mercer, it's also for him because he truly changed all along these seasons. So that's why it was cool to have that beginning of the episode, these flashbacks with him, to have that about him during the episode. We are really gonna have that at the beginning of each episode. You know, Judy saying something about the future, what the past was and what the future should be, with scenes, you know, flashbacks, memories and all. It's great. I said it for the first episode. It's so great because it's a good way to have that thought, you know, for the ones who died, for the ones who disappeared, to think also about all of this show, all of these seasons that we spent together, how much these characters, these guys, they evolved, how much the situation changed, all of that, but without taking any real time during the episode. You know, to have flashback during the episode, it would cut the rhythm, you know, it would change the rhythm of the episode and it wouldn't be so good. And also, it would take the time and the space that our characters in the present time, they need to do stuff, but also to talk with each other and, you know, to have moments for them really. This episode surprised me because it was a slower episode. I mean, we had moments of action and we had big moments, you know, which are going to be really important for the rest of the season, the rest of the show, for sure. But we had a lot of moments which were really discussions between characters. So that's why I think that it was a slower episode and maybe an episode more for the characters. I said it, I think that for the end of this season and of the show, they need to do that, you know, one episode for the action, one episode for the characters, to balance stuff. They did it like that with Eugene, all of this conversation, with also his relationship with Rosita, with the situation with Mercer and Max. They are really introducing also why Mercer maybe at some point is gonna have to take a big decision and why maybe he's gonna become one of our allies. Like, we saw it coming since a long time, but now it's beginning to be more concrete. And same, you know, for the discussion between him and Princess. It was also an episode about Princess, about her evolution. She changed so much physically, you know, like she's not wearing the same stuff, and even when she had her pink jacket, it didn't feel the same, because we saw it, that place changed her a lot, and in the good way. She found some peace, some joy. And I think that it's rough also for her to say goodbye to that and to not fight for that, for this place, for these people who gave her so much, but with her past, with what we know now about her past, we can understand that she doesn't want to fight anymore. Like for that, she doesn't want to fight to change stuff, to change people, and she knows what she deserves, and she doesn't want to fight for what she deserves. She wants to have what she deserves because she deserves it. And that's also a way to see stuff which can be explained by her past. And you know, we could judge her like, come on girl, you could fight for them, with them, you're giving up, you know, you're quitting stuff. But with her past it can be explained. And also, I'm not judging her, because to know who you are, what you deserve, and the fact that you don't have to fight for it, you should have it because it's what is right, it's also something, you know, like I respect that also. So it was an episode for Eugene and his relationship with Rosita, with Max also, for Max and Spencer relationship, for Spencer and Princess relationship, for Princess evolution. So that was really that, you know, for all of the things into the Commonwealth. I could talk about Pamela, but you know, her scenes with Spencer, her scene with her son, you know, talking to her son, it was really just scenes to insist on the fact that she's a big villain, that now she's a big villain. Like, I almost want to say that, because again, during a long time, okay, she was not the good guy, you know, of this story. The writers never said that she was a good guy, that she was a perfect leader and all. But again, they didn't represent her neither as the big villain. They said also, you know, that she did some good stuff, like it was not so obvious, you know, so much like the big villain. Hornsby was a bigger villain, you know, than her. So since the last episode, I already said it at the end of the last episode, they are showing only bad moments, you know, bad things that she's doing. And with the musical theme around her, with the way that they are filming her, and really all of the scenes that they are creating for her, and all of the scenes really, they are showing that she is the big villain now. But that moment with Spencer, that moment with her son, it was just to insist on that. Maybe the only moment which is interesting with her really during this episode, it's that conversation with Hornsby, because we can see during it that he's afraid, that he wants to come back, but she's not gonna let him. She kept Sebastian like that, and she's gonna use him to punish Hornsby. You know, it was really something like, okay, you really want to insist on the fact that she is crazy inside, that she's, you know, she has mental issues and stuff like that, to do something like that. So again, to insist on the fact that she's a villain, and she's a big villain, because she can be cruel, she can be that crazy and all. I'm not against it, you know, to have a character like her. But the thing which is a little wrong about it is the fact that we didn't see it coming, you know, like we didn't have a real progression for her character, and it's really only at the end, at the very end, suddenly you need a big villain, you need a strong big villain that you can keep for a long time, so you're choosing her, and choom, she's a big villain, and a crazy one, and a mad one, a cruel one, choom, in just one episode. I'm not sure, you know, of that shortcut. I said it during the intro and the review of the last episode also. I understand why that shortcut. I understand, it's logical, we have just a few episodes to finish this season, to finish this show, so you can't take the time for everything, for everyone, for every situation, for every change that you need to do. You can't. You don't have the time for that. I even began, you know, the episode 17 by saying, us viewers, we need to know it, we need to be prepared for it. For sure we're gonna have some disappointments because they don't have the time for everything. Sometimes they're gonna take shortcuts. We have to know it, to be prepared for it, and I just hope that these shortcuts that you're gonna take, it's to give more time and place to our guys for their evolutions, for their relationships, and for the big moments that you're gonna create around them for the end, you know, to have a real end for this show. that was the case for the last episode. You know, they did that, so that's why I was totally okay with this shortcut. For this one, you're taking really a lot of time around Pamela and her character. I'm not sure that it's useful, you know. That's it. We understood, you really pictured her as a big villain and all. To do all of that around her right there, I would prefer to spend more time with her guys, you know. We'll see. And for sure we have the other narrative arc with the 4 of them going on that mission, all of that, surrounded by deaths, all of that suspense about Jerry. Is he gonna die or not? Like, for sure you did it on purpose during this episode, all of that thing around Jerry. For sure, I'm repeating it right now, Jerry can't die. I'm sure, you know, like, and certain that not the only fan, and more like all of the fans, we love Jerry and we're not gonna accept if something wrong is happening to Jerry. Like, really, if you have someone that you can't kill into The Walking Dead, it's Jerry. So right there, the writers, they played with that on purpose because they know how protective the fans are with Jerry. That's not fair. And all of that, in fact, you know, was created for Lydia, for our relationship, but also for introducing that the deaths are evolving. And it's working for me because it's working with this idea that I saw coming into these last episodes of The Walking Dead, the fact that they want to come back to the real enemies, it's the deaths, the real things that you have to be worried about and to fight, it's the deaths. The final fight for me, it's gonna be also the deaths, you know, with this army of deaths coming. And that's why I think that it can be a good idea to have an evolution for the deaths, because for all of these last seasons, we were not worried about the deaths anymore. Because, you know, like, they are slow, we can see them coming, and like, really, they were not dangerous at all for our guys, for our characters. We were not really worried about them anymore. So to have an evolution for them, it's gonna make our characters more vigilant about the deaths, and the deaths are gonna be more dangerous, considered as more dangerous. So again, we're gonna end this show, all of this story, with the deaths are the real enemies, and it's a good reminder for the characters and for the viewers. So I'm okay with it, with this evolution. Why not? I think that for some hardcore fans it's gonna sound too much and they're gonna be against it. And the thing, you know, which is a little wrong with that, is the fact that the writers took a shortcut right there with that, because clearly it's presented really quickly, and it's, you know, like, Aaron and Jerry, they are discussing about it like that was already a fact before and it was just confirmed now, when for us, the viewers, it was never a rumor, something that we heard about. So they are confirming it for them, for the characters, when it's just a shock, you know, a reveal for the viewers. So that's why, you know, it's a shortcut for the story and all. I can understand why, again, truly. But I would understand if the hardcore fans, they are not okay with the idea of death mutating and that being done so quickly. I could understand it. Me, I'm okay with the idea and I understand the shortcut. Okay, I'm gonna stop this review right now. Tell me, what did you think about it? What did you think about these shortcuts that I mentioned? About also the character of Pamela? About Eugene, also what he did? They've got me, you know, during this episode. I cried. I was really mad about the situation with Jerry. I was really into it also for Princess, when she shared her background. I really need to be more prepared for each beginning of episode, you know, for these flashbacks with Judith discussing about the past and discussing about the future. The fact that it's Judith who is representing the future, who is representing also the past, because she's representing Rick, you know. Even if she never lived anything, you know, that we are seeing, all of these flashbacks, she never lived them, Judith, but she knows them because everyone around her told her about that, and she's really, you know, the bridge between the past and the future. Rick and her, you know, Rick is the past, her she's the future, she's representing the future. So to have her mentioning the past, to talk about the future with pictures from the past each time, like, I think that it's really a good idea to prepare for the end, to think about the ones who died, who disappeared, to think about this entire journey that we took with the characters. It's really a good idea that they had right there. I need to be prepared for that at the beginning of each episode. Like right there, I was surprised each time, like, no, come on. Okay, I'm gonna stop this review right now. It's all for you and for me for today, so it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine?
Hey.